And now it's what number? Help me, Arno. Number 8. Thank you so much. And that is Grease. And Grease is chose once again internally, sending a very young singer, Victor Vernicos, to the contest. He wasn't in Alive when Grease won in 2005. Let that sink in. Despite his young age, though, his first single was released 3 years ago, and now this is another major milestone in his career. Oh, yeah. The song of the title is What They Say. And the question is, what will we say? Is Grease destined to greatness this year or not? Let's talk this through. And you know what? I don't go first a whole lot, so I'll go first on this one. And I will say it's a strong group of songs tonight. Again, it was randomly selected, right? Grease certainly doesn't get as much love as I would like, personally. It's a slower, bit mid-tempo-ish songs that often get a little bit lost in the shuffle. It's not an immediate attention grabber, the song. I'm fully aware of that, but it's a good song to me. I'm not going to lie. It feels almost a little British because of his accent, maybe, which is funny because I think he's Greek-Danish, if I'm not mistaken. It's a little awkward, though, when I tap along to the song, bob my head, and then remember the content of the lyrics, like mental health. I'm like, it feels awkward. So yeah, it's the biggest flaw is probably the song has a hard time existing in a competitive environment. I don't know if it's a competitive song. It's something I really enjoy in the studio version when it's on. Does the song necessarily demand for me to vote for it? And that is the biggest drawback, I think. I don't know. I'll have to see the flow of the show completely, but that worries me a little bit, even when it comes to my taste. But nevertheless, I like the song. Is this the strongest effort we have in the running? No, but it's far from the worst. It's not in any way or shape or form a skip. It's not an immediate repeat, but it's a solid song when it's on, and I enjoy it. So it's very solid to me. And that's just basically how I sum this one up. James, your thoughts?
All right. So I agree actually with the cons that you mentioned on this one here. And in addition, I worry that with the pressure of the big lights and the content of his song, I do worry that if not carefully managed, we could have another Roxanne situation on our hands where we have a staging that goes horribly wrong. And then, given that he is such a young age, it does have a bad effect on him and his career thereon. So I hope that he is being carefully managed behind the scenes, and I hope that they do a better staging for him than that. And you're also correct in that this does have a very British sensibility to it. Somebody mentioned, what was it, George Ezra? I think a young lad from about 10 years ago. So they definitely know what they're doing by picking something that people might think British. In addition, for this one, some personal pet peeves of mine. I do think he is a talented singer. He is green, young still, and is yet to form sort of his own identity. The pronunciation, that sort of swallowed pronunciation, really grinds my gears, and he does a lot of that in this song. And yeah, I just don't connect with that style of vocalization at all.
Yeah, it's a hit or miss for people. I hear that a lot, actually, so I see where you're coming from. Arno, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, that pronunciation is a miss for me.
It's
Without
a miss.
many misses for me. Well, that's the kind of song where I listen to it, and every time I keep listening to it, I can barely listen to it entirely. Not because I find it awfully bad, but I don't know. It doesn't make me feel anything. Well, something. It's especially the end. It's building. There's a great building in the end, but then it stops out of nowhere. Where there's a building, it could have been there could have been a big impact in the end, but there's nothing happening, which is a big letdown to me. And I don't find the song not bad, but not special. And live, he could sing well live, but I don't know. There are so many things that I'm really uncertain about when it comes to his coming Eurovision performance. But overall, yeah, it's a bit boring to me. The song from Greece, I I'm not a fan. I'm not a
That's okay.
fan this
You,
year.
that happens. That happens. Connor.
So I will probably be the more positive one here on the jury, it
I
seems.
thought I was positive. All right.
Well, I have a feeling. Listen, so when I think about this song, I think back to how I felt about Rockstar last year by Malik Harris, where when you take the song out of the competitive lineup and you just listen to the song, and I'm like, you know what, this is actually not that bad of an entry. Like it's pretty good. It's a solid listen. From a composition standpoint, I do like that there's an ebb and flow and a high and low. I agree a little bit with Arnaud here that I don't love the ending 30 minutes or 30 minutes, 30 seconds.
30 minutes.
I think that
Wow.
there was a better way to have perhaps kind of carried that last back section. But kudos to them for making a clap along section, because everyone knows Eurovision fans love those. But then when you put it back into the competitive lineup, should it qualify, I have a feeling that this is going to be a very low placement for Greece, because it harks back to that fondness that I had of the song, but I don't think that there's a lot of potential for it staging wise. And I think that it's also just the fact that I think it's his youngness. I think that that's what's getting me here, is that I'm not 100% confident in his ability to carry this song in a performance lens. I think that he's going to be able to perform it and like sing it, but to really draw us into the message, into the staging, I have a really big concern about that, because this is the biggest thing he's ever done in his career ever. And it's a big thing to jump in. So if he can do it, I think that there's going to be a little bit of more buzz around it, but I don't think that it's going to be as big as Greek entries have been in the past.
Okay. I still don't think you were nicer than me, but okay, we'll see. Now
My
it comes
score
down
might
to
be.
the score. We'll see. Well, here are our 4 scores, and then I'll give you the team score overall. I will say it's as far as I can go in terms of points, and I think I was kind. I don't think it's a bad song. It's a very radio-friendly song, almost like down the lines what Germany always trying to send radio-friendly, but I think it's just better melodically, and I just enjoy it and more. I'll give it 7 points. 7 points to Greece from me. James.
All right. So the part I hate about the scoring is I'd rather, you still give a low score to something that tries. Like this, they're trying to do something with this song. For me, they failed. And ultimately you're getting a similar score to, like, say, Poland, who just stuffed a dog turd in a paper bag and set it on fire with no effort whatsoever. So in that sense, I feel bad about giving a 3 to a Greece, because at least they were trying for something. There was ambition there. Just for me, they failed.
Did you say the score?
3.
Yeah.
So, you did say at the very end. Yeah, sorry. There's just a lot of talking. I'm kidding. Arnaud.
Well, I really agree with you, James. It's scoring could seem harsh, but they tried something new. They tried something a bit more ambitious than some country do when they send only safe choices. But I really don't like the song. It's definitely not clicking with me, and I gave it a 2.5.
Oh my God, this is only getting worse. Connor, help me.
Well, I am surprised and happy because we have the same score of a 7. But I want to put a asterisk on this 7. It is in the lower bunchel of the 7s. And when I say that, I mean it's right on the fence of my wild card question marks. Yeah, do I think, again, if you take it out of Eurovision, you just listen to it separate, do I like it a lot more? 100%. Putting it in with 37 songs, or a total of 37 songs, I have concerns, but we will see how it all plays out.
Okay, well, we'll find out how it's going to play out, at least in terms of our score, because the four of us and the rest of Team United has the score for you. And as always, everyone in the chat, any questions about the score or the song, comments, make sure to post them. But this is where Greece ends up in our ranking. Greece receives 5.28. So it's, I guess you can almost say in between what Con and I gave it and the two of you. James, what do you think?
Yeah, I knew I was going to be on the low end for this one. One thing I will say, I am glad that there is a substantial margin between Poland and Greece's score here, 3.75 versus 5.28. So there are people, I think, again, the scoring thing's kind of unfair because it's like, do we give points for ambition versus execution and all that? But yeah, I am glad there's at least some people who recognize what we're trying to do, and yeah, I would feel bad if it had gotten the same point as Poland, because even though I give a similar score, it's like it's not a cynical entry like Poland's one. So
yeah. All right. And yeah, I see a lot of people talking about Finland here right now. I'm like, that's the wrong country. I remember when my country, Greece, was the first country in Eurovision using green screen. Greece is unpredictable. So that is true. I don't know, but as some of you guys pointed out earlier, I don't know what you can do with the staging. So we have to wait and see on that one. But Greece, 5.28. Sebastian thinks it should have been at least 7 points, but that's the highest we've gotten from our panel, actually 7 points. So overall, it wasn't meant to be. But once again, you can change that. Vote in the poll below because your score will be included in our final tally as well. Very important, right below. And I will share that once we have the votes in.